Welcome everyone to Begin With Breath Tai Chi. My name is Dr. Adam Potts, the Tai Chi PT, and today is Tai Chi for Strength. All right, make sure to type in Team Live if you're here live so that I can see your name pop up. And then also if you're here on the replay, type in Team Replay. That way we can still connect. All right, so today we're going to do a 15-minute Tai Chi flow to build strength and endurance and also bone density. And so Tai Chi can actually help with osteoporosis and osteopenia and many other conditions as well. So if you want, today you can grab some weights to increase your bone density even more. All right, and so today I'm going to be using my wrist weights. And so these are great to do because you can still have your hands open and still feeling the energy and still being nice and soft at the same time. But you can grab onto soup cans, you can use light dumbbells, you can even grab wooden spoons from your kitchen. You can get creative and just start off with something light though. So maybe like 1 or 2 pounds tops. All right, and we'll do just a 15-minute flow, and you can place the weights down at any time, or you could always just do empty hands. All right, and so after the flow, I'm going to show you some of the best strength exercises to do in addition to your Tai Chi, so stick around till the end if you can. All right, and then without further ado, find a place where you can do some mindful movement. All right, so as always, you don't have to get the movements perfect, just follow along. I'll be your mirror image, and you can have a seat at any time. If you're holding weights, you can place those down at any time as well. All right, we'll begin with the feet together or as close as you can. The hands can come to the lower abdomen, and just taking a few deep breaths in and out. As you breathe in, the belly expands, and as you breathe out, the belly returns toward the spine. Abdominal breathing. Breathing in and breathing out, arriving in the body. Coming into the present moment, letting go of the worries from the day. Just coming into the here and now. Then on the next inhale, you can hold the breath at the top just for a moment. Let it out with a big sigh. Just letting out tension and stress. The hands can float down by the sides. And as you breathe in, the arms float up. They circle in front as you gather in the energy, bring it into the heart, send it down towards the earth, sinking the chi. Breathing in, gather. Breathing out, directing down. Nice and easy, nice and slow. Feeling all the sensations. One more time, sink the chi. And then from here, you can step one foot out to the side, either foot. And the arms float up in front, just to about shoulder height. Arms get heavy, floating down, knees and hips soften. Breathing in, rising up. Breathing out, floating down. And you can always take as many breaths as you need, as long as you're breathing. One more time, opening the door, a commencement. This time the arms float out to the side, spreading your wings. The arms float down, the palms face up. The hands float up the midline, pressing up overhead, and then floating all the way out and down, holding up the sky. Breathing in as you rise up. Breathing out, softening down, taking your time, feeling the sensations. One more time, holding up the sky. And then reverse direction with the arms, circle in front, making 2 loose fists. The forearms come towards each other around the back. Then reverse direction, open the shoulders and chest. Breathing out as you round. Breathing in as you open, spinal cord breathing. If you like, you can even contract your abdominals as you round, and then open and release, building core strength and stability. One more time, open, and then let the arms float all the way down, and the fingertips point up. They come right up the midline of the body, gentle rotation. One hand comes forward, the other behind. Coming back to center, rotating the other way, making the tiger claw. Spiraling the energy throughout the body, breathing in, breathing out. One more time, the tiger claw. This time the fingers keep on going all the way up overhead. The hands spiral away from each other and then back down. Silk reeling. Breathing in, breathing out. One more time. Reeling the silk. And then reverse direction with the arms, circle in front, hug the tree, step one foot out a little bit wider. And then from here, the fingers dip down towards the earth. The hands come forward, come all the way up and over, and then down the center line of the body, like you're holding a column of air. We call this digging in the garden. Coming up and over just as much as you can. One more time. And then from here, reverse direction. The hands float up. They drift out and down, scooping under, coming back up the center line as we harvest from the garden. Circling it around, breathing. One more time. This time round out as if you're hugging a big tree, and then soften. The arms open. This hand scoops under, the other one on top as you embrace the moon. And then pivoting on the heel, the toes point out to the side, and then the moon orbits around the earth, circling it around, stirring the chi, sometimes called, circulating the energy throughout the body. And then whichever way you were going, reverse direction, going the other way. Almost like you're carrying something precious. Feeling the sensations. And then when you're ready, you can hug the tree and bring it back to center. The arms open. Then this hand scoops under, the other one on top as you embrace the moon. Pivot on the heel, the toes point out to the side. The moon orbits around the earth, circling around. Nice and easy, nice and slow, no rush, nowhere to go. Can you be here now? And then reverse direction. Whichever way you were going, just go the other way. Circling it around, breathing. And then when you're ready, hug the tree, bring it back to center, and soften. Step the foot in a little bit closer if you like. Breathing in, the arms open. Breathing out, the fingertips drift towards each other, the hands float down. Gently swaying to one side, and then over to the other. Like tall grass in the breeze. Nice gentle sway. And then come on over to one side, tap the heel right out in front. Bring it back in. Other side, shift the weight, tap the heel. All right, this time tap the heel, the hand comes over the foot. Other side, tap the heel, hand comes over the foot. This time, hand over the foot, other hand in front of the heart, playing the pipa, the Chinese guitar. Other side, circle it around, tap the heel, the hands come right out in front. Breathing in, breathing out. One more time, play the pipa. This time, step in and hug the tree, step the foot out a little bit wider once again, and then from here, both arms float all the way over to the side, they drift down, and they float over to the other side, coming up to shoulder height. One hand makes an arrow, the other draws the bow, and then softening down. And then rising up, release the bow, other side. One hand makes an arrow, the other draws the bow, softening down. All right, this time we can do it all together. Draw the bow as you soften down. One more time on the other side, the archer. And then circle around, hug the tree. Love the hugs. And then step one foot in a little bit closer here. And then from here, the arms open up wide. This hand drops down and drifts over to the other side. The hands switch positions. They float across like clouds in the sky. And the hands switch again. Wave hands like clouds, connecting with nature. So we learn to move with effortless ease, using only what you need. One more time, drift across. This time the top hand makes a hook. Bottom hand comes up. The bottom hand floats across the horizon. Palm turns out, circle it around, single whip. Once again, using just the arms at first, and then if you want, this time you can step in. And then step out as the hand floats across. One more time, single whip. And then release the hook. The hand drifts over, cloud hands. Take your time as you step in. Drift across, letting go. Breathing, softening the shoulders, softening the neck. And then this time the top hand makes a hook, bottom hand comes up, and then the bottom hand floats across, palm turns out. Circle it around, single whip. And then once again, if you want, you can step in. And then stepping out. One more time, single whip. And then release the hook. The hand drifts over, cloud hands. Stepping in, drift across, letting go. Letting go of any tension you don't need. As we learn to move with efficiency and strength, beauty and grace. One more time, drift across. This time making two loose fists, reverse direction, drag the clouds across the sky. And then switch. The bottom fist comes up, the other one comes down. The storm clouds. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more time. And then hug the tree, bring it back to center. Soften, breathing in, the arms open. Breathing out, the fingertips drift towards each other, the hands float down. The arms float up to one side, coming up to shoulder height. And then over to the other. Once again, nice gentle sway. And then from here, this hand scoops down, comes right out in front, just to about eye level, and then back down. Same side, just the arms at first. The hand comes right out in front, the other one by the hip. All right, this time you can lift your leg if you like, touching down as needed. The rooster stands on one leg. Stepping down. And you can keep your foot planted into the earth, or you can lift it. It's okay to wobble. Just meeting yourself where you're at. One more time, the rooster stands on one leg. Beautiful. Other side. The arms drift over. They float up to shoulder height. And then this hand scoops down and comes right out in front. The elbow bends, softening down. Same side, just the arms again, right out in front, the other one by the hip. Breathing. This time you can lift the leg if you like, touching down as needed. The rooster stands on one leg. Once again, touching down or lifting up. Just letting go of judgment the best you can. Just bringing curiosity to your experience. One more time. Circle around, hug the tree, bring it to center. And then from here, the arms open up wide. The hands float down, the backs of the hands face each other. The hands float up the midline of the body and then drift out to the side, the fountain. Breathing in, rising up. Breathing out, letting go. As we learn to move like water, soft but powerful. Letting go of tension, letting go of stress. One more time, the fountain. And then from here, the palms face up, one hand on top of the other. And then this hand here floats all the way up and over, and then down the center line of the body. Other side, breathe in as the hand floats up, breathing out, centering. Calming the heart, calming the mind. One more time, centering. And this time, both arms float all the way up and over just as much as you can. The hands float down to the waist as you soften the hips and knees. And then circle in front as if you had a big ball in front of the body, scooping under, coming back up to the heart, and then down. And one more time, open the heart, rising up, softening down, this time making a diamond shape with the hands in front of the heart, and then press out, sending out all your loving kindness to the world. May all beings be free from suffering. May they be happy. May they be healthy. May they live with ease. Then turning your palms to face yourself, the hands come to the heart. May I be kind to myself. May I feel connected with all beings. May I love myself just as I am. Then the hands can float down to the lower abdomen. You can step your feet together or as close as you can. Close your eyes or keep a soft gaze and let your body rock and sway ever so gently. Bamboo in the wind. Feeling the sensations in the body. Feeling the sensations of the breath. And then bring your attention into your heart, creating an inner smile, expressing gratitude to yourself for being here today. And if your eyes were closed, you can slowly open them. The hands can come together in front of the heart. And we can finish with a bow. Thank you all so much for joining me for this Tai Chi Flow for strength. Hope you all feeling wicked strong. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, actually before we go further, I want you to tune into your body. Just notice how you're feeling and then type in the comments how you're feeling right now. All right, I'd love to hear about your experience. All right, and then while you're doing that, I do have 2 exercises that I wanted to show you to build upper body, lower body, and core strength, so that you can do in addition to your Tai Chi on a daily basis, so you can stay strong, you can stay really fit, and also build bone density to either reverse osteoporosis or even prevent it. All right. All right, thanks Susan, thanks Chantel. Feeling peaceful, strong and balanced, relaxed, peaceful, awesome. All right, thanks for your comments. And so what I wanted to mention now, or go over now, is some exercises you can do in addition to your Tai Chi, because I really feel like it's best to do both. I do it myself. And so, yeah, I think we'll start off with the lower body. So the best thing for the lower body is called the squat. However, I usually recommend starting with a mini squat. All right, and so the key to the squat is the hip hinge. All right, so many people get this wrong. So I'm gonna show you the hip hinge. So actually, let's start off with the feet shoulder width apart or a little bit wider. All right, I'm gonna show you from the side. The key to the squat is the hip hinge, meaning you hinge from the hips. See how my hips go back? So we don't want the knees to come forward. That's how you stress your knees and your lower back. Instead, keep your back and knees safe by hinging back from the hips. So sending your butt back. So it's like you're gonna sit in a chair. All right, you can even use your hands to kind of chop into your hip crease to kind of guide you backwards. All right, now it's usually easier actually to hold your arms up as you do it for balance. So you can do it like that. That's gonna help to build strength of the lower body. It's gonna build up your hip muscles, even if you only go a little bit ways. So you don't have to go very far. You can just start off with the mini squat, and then over time, you can go lower. All right, so you can go lower even more if you like. And as you go lower, the knees do start to come forward a little bit, but you don't wanna start off with them at their end range, because then you're just putting torque on the knees the whole time. So start off with the hips so it's more hip dominant, and that way you're loading the muscles, not the bones. And then as you come, or not the joints. And so you're loading the muscles, not the joints. The bones get loaded, which is a good thing. But anyways, we want to work the hip muscles by sitting back, and then as you come down, they can come forward. All right, that's normal for that. All right, so you want to do 10 reps. Start off with just doing 10 repetitions a day. All right, now that might be easy. So say tomorrow you're like, I don't feel a thing. Then you do 2 sets of 10. And if that's still easy, then you do 3 sets of 10. When that gets easy, then you do weights. So you hold on, you can use wrist weights, and now you can do your squats with weights. All right, but remember, hinging from the hips to protect your knees. All right, and then as you come lower, then they can come forward. But just start off by hinging from the hips and then coming down, and that's going to protect you. Because most people go forward like that, and that's going to do a lot of wear and tear to the knees, and also the lower back. And so it's very functional too, because if you ever need to pick something up off the floor, you're going to have that pattern as a habit. All right, and so once again, if you have something on the floor, most people bend down, they round their back, and then they try to pick it up. Now they're putting all the stress on the back and the knees. Instead, now you'll know, oh, I'll do my squat. So you'll spread your feet a little wider, hinge from the hips, then pick up the whatever it is, and see how my back's nice and straight, neutral. And now I'm doing it safely. So it's very functional, which is why I love that one. All right, so start off with the mini squat, and that's going to strengthen your legs. All right, actually, I'm going to show you 3 exercises. 2 of them are kind of more for the upper body. All right, but that one's really good just for the legs. So do that one. If that gets easy, let me know, and I'll show you the next one maybe in one of the future classes. All right, and so for the upper body, one of the best things you can do, especially for bone density, is the overhead press. All right, so you can just use wrist weights to start, or you can hold on to weights. If you're holding dumbbells, then you want your palms to face towards each other. So that's called a neutral grip. So this is an overhand grip, like the palms facing down. All right, so we don't want an overhand grip. We don't want an underhand grip. We want neutral. So the palms facing each other. That's going to be the safest for your shoulders. All right. If you haven't noticed, I'm all about safety first. So, all right. And so what you can do is just start off with one arm and just punch up towards the sky. All right, and then you do the other one. All right, so that's going to be a neutral position for you. That's going to be the best place to start and the safest. All right, so you can alternate and do 10 reps on each side. All right, that's going to help to build bone density, especially in the wrists, if you're holding weights, or the wrist weights, and in the shoulders and in the upper spine. All right, so sometimes with some of the other exercises, we get the lower back, and the lower, we really build the strength in the hips, but not the upper body as much. All right? And so what you can do is, once that's easy and you know that they're even, then you can do both at the same time, and that way you can do it, you can maybe save some time. All right, so for me, one of my shoulder, I had an injury before, so I'm a little bit stiff on that side. So I like to do alternating, so that way I don't cheat. That way I know that I'm actually getting that full contraction of that muscle. Because if I do both, then I kind of cheat sometimes, and I'm like, I'm not going up all the way, and I feel like I am. So use a mirror if you're not sure. Just do it in front of a mirror. If you're like, oh, that one's a little off. If one of them is off, then just do alternating to start. All right, so starting here, lifting up, keeping the spine neutral, all right, keeping the eyes looking straight ahead, breathing. And so you want to breathe out when you effort. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. All right, same thing with the squat. So as you're coming down, you can breathe in and then breathe out, coming up. Breathing in, breathing out. All right, so that's going to build the upper body. The squat's going to build the lower body. And then for the core, actually, those both are going to build your core at the same time, but there's another one you can do called the plank. All right, now this one you can do against the wall to start. All right, and so I'm just going to move my screen here. So what you're going to do is you're going to place your hands on the wall and then step back until you feel like you're leaning into you're really weight bearing through your arms. And you might have to bring your hands down a little bit. All right, and so what you're going to do is just hold there and then draw the belly button in slightly. But then make sure to breathe. If you can't draw the belly button in without holding your breath, then don't worry about it. Because I don't want you to hold your breath. You want to breathe with a slight engagement of the inner core muscles of the abdominals. All right, and you're going to hold for 10 to 30 seconds and then come back up. All right, and then you do it again. So you want to do at least 2 sets of these, maybe even 3, and just holding. It's called the wall plank. All right, you want your torso and your hips to be one line. Okay, so you don't want your hips to be falling in. You don't want your butt to be sticking out. You want to actually just be in one alignment so that your torso and your pelvis are all in one unit. Now, if that's easy, then you can go on to maybe your couch. And then, so now you're at more of an angle. All right, then potentially you can even use the stairs and start off with like the 5th or 6th step up and just holding. And then maybe after a couple of days, you're like, that's getting easier. So now I'm going to go down a step and then down a step. And then over the course of weeks, you might finally even make it to the floor where you can do a plank on the floor where you're just holding kind of like in the push-up position. All right, so that you can do it like that. Or the other way is if you have wrist issues, you can always go on your elbows. All right, so you can do the plank like that. Once again, you would probably want to start with the wall though. So you'd start with just your wrists, your forearms against the wall. So that'll help if you have wrist issues. Then you just step back until you feel a little bit of a workout there in the abdominals. And once again, if it's too easy, that means you just have to go at it more of an angle. All right, so those are some exercises that I recommend. They're the most bang for your buck, really, because there's thousands of exercises you can do, but those are the simplest, but especially the squat, that's gonna help you in daily life. And the overhead press, we all have to lift things usually at some point during the day, so that's gonna help with that. And then your core strength is gonna help protect your spine and make you feel more confident and stable in life. All right, let me know if you have any questions on that. I'll go through all the questions over the next couple days. But before we go, I did want to share a quote with you that I thought was very much related to strength. And this one is from Albert Camus, who said, "In the depth of winter, I finally learned that there was in me an invincible summer." I just really love that visual of that strength within that we all have. We just have to tap into it. And Tai Chi and doing exercises like this is going to be the way. It's one way at least, so one good way. My favorite. So all right, well, thank you all so much. I really appreciate your time, your presence, and your energy. And if you're a new member, make sure to register for the new member webinar. It's going to be this Saturday at 10:30 a.m. via Zoom. So you have to register in order to attend. But register even if you can't make it, and I'll send you the link to the replay once it's over. All right, and then also, we're actually on day 30 of Balance, 30 days of Tai Chi. So thank you all so much for everyone that was a part of that. And so it's really, we had over 2,000, maybe even close to 3,000 people enrolled in that. And so it's been just so great to see all your comments in the group for that. And yeah, thanks for reaching out to me, anyone that sent me messages. So yeah, also that program, I'm gonna leave it up all year. So you can go through it again as many times as you want. And if you haven't gone through it yet, then just click on the link either above or below this video and you can register for free. Okay, the link to the webinar is up there too, or below the video. If you can't find the links, then just type in webinar if you wanna come to the Introduction to Tai Chi this Saturday, or if you just wanna get the replay. So you'll have to register for that. Just click the link and then, or you can just type in webinar in the comments. All right, if you can't find the Balance 30 Days of Tai Chi link, then just type in Balance in the comments and then one of our team members will send you the link. All right, thank you all so much. And until we meet again, I wish you peace, happiness, and harmony. Thank you.